Islam, Islam. Peace and love. Hold on, let me get you plugged in here. Yeah, more.
Islam.
Islam. So this is how it's going right now. Now, okay, first lead up to how you even got to the article. Are you there?
Say it again. Yeah, what you say? I didn't hear my fault.
No, I was saying if before we read some of the article, how do you even get to the article?
Oh, the other night I'm just reading the my Collier encyclopedia. I'm just studying it, and I was just going over the Civil War. I just wanted to know what's going on. Talking about the Sumter. There was a ship called the Sumter, and there was pirates on it. And I said to myself, I already know that at this time in the 1800s, Barbary pirates. So I already knew. So then I went and did some more research about the Sumter, the Civil War in Morocco. Google search.
All right. Article is doing what it's supposed to do. You know, they've been fighting it. They've been fighting it all day. They've been fighting it. Jamie L. Jones, peace to Jamie L. Jones, article. Since 2013, you know, they know what's up. We're in the dark. Whatever we're thinking. But this is going to stress the point. Arrived in Morocco in February of 1862 when two Confederate naval officers, Algiers, the men Henry Myers and Thomas T. Tunstall, an errand to buy coal and bring it back to their ship, which was laid up for repairs nearby in Gibraltar, a British territory near the southern tip of Spain, a British territory, right? And Tunstall hoped to find coal in the Spanish city of Cadiz, but the steamer they took to Spain made a quick stop in Tangier en route. Now, this is just setting up where this is going to go. You can read the article yourself or whatever. We're going to skip off and get to some made.
Now, real quick interjection. Now, real quick, what I've seen there was the Civil War arrived in Morocco in February of 1862. Now, my question is, how long did it take for the treaty, they say, when they say that it so-called came from over here to get it over here? Then they say that took a couple of months. Because it seems like here, if you're in the Civil War, this is during the Civil War, and your ship just drifts off in the middle of the Civil War, and now you just end up in Morocco over there. Wait, how did you do that? And just if it takes 4, 5, 6 months for the treaty to get here, how did you just linger off to Morocco? It seems like a couple of hours.
And remember, and keep in mind too, always remember that people did video to prove to you that over here is also Morocco. So when you hear they're talking about Gibraltar and all that, We know that those are giving us reference points of across the Atlantic. But keep in mind, while we're reading the article, Morocco is also over here. The Europeans could be over here, but be dealing with the Sultan, who supposedly only has jurisdiction over there. DeLong's peers in Tangiers community were outraged. They believed that DeLong had no jurisdiction to imprison officers or to enlist the Moroccan police in capturing and guarding them. Situation where Morocco, Europeans have so much power that they have on their side. European expatriates formed a mob to raid the consulate and forcibly free the prisoners. DeLong and the Moroccan guards at a consulate held off the rioters. You're going to say something more?
No, I was just going along with what you were saying.
Rebuffed, several European diplomats took to more conventional channels of Morocco in order to maintain neutrality in the civil war.
Oh, okay. I did see that. In that last paragraph, right? Where it says they believe that DeLong had no jurisdiction in the 1800s, right? And they said no jurisdiction. That's not no teaching.
Islam. Yes.
They're asking for no. They said you don't have any jurisdiction. So when they say that, Kashmir, they teaching stuff, don't. Well, this in the 1800s. Again, that's right there. They like people challenging jurisdiction is some new fraudulent Kashmir Bay teaching. That's a lie, clearly. DeLong is the American consul. And they're saying that he didn't have any jurisdiction in the 1800s. I yield the floor.
Islam. So again, rebuffed, European diplomats took to more conventional channels and asked the Sultan of Morocco to censure DeLong in order to maintain neutrality in the American Civil War. DeLong, on the other hand, demanded. Isn't this the same? Remember, he doesn't have jurisdiction, but he's making demands. Same thing that Moors are dealing with today, that are active, that there's people who are claiming jurisdiction that don't have any. They're in Morocco over here.
Yeah.
They're not in their U.S. and Canada jurisdiction. That's not what over here is. They can pretend that it's whatever it is that they want to say that it is, but that's not really what it is. On the other hand, demanded that the Sultan side with his nation's old ally and back the Union. And the United States had been on good diplomatic terms since 1777. Became the first foreign nation to recognize the newly declared United States. In 1786, Morocco and the United States signed a treaty of peace and friendship, diplomatic relations. Again, remember, treaty, United States, over there.
Right.
As soon as you start thinking over there, you already messed up the outcome.
Now, I seen something there too that looks different because it says Morocco and the United States have been on good diplomatic terms since 7, when Morocco became the first foreign nation to recognize the newly declared United States. Like it says, newly declared, because in 1776, which they celebrate all the time now, the 4th of July, when they got their independence, still needed some recognition from Morocco for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then 10 years later, they needed Morocco to sign the treaty. But why would they need treaties from Morocco if it's over there? You know?
At that goodwill nearly disintegrated after the incident in Tangier, when DeLong threatened a Moroccan foreign minister. Shall 76 years of uninterrupted friendship that has existed between your government and that of the United States be brought to an end for the sake of pirates?
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the point at does he sell out the nation?
Yeah.
What's the position right now? Do I sell out the nation and look at my brothers who are really just, making sure that go crazy out here, thinking they got jurisdiction because, look what happened with DeLong. Should I go against them? Or should I side with these people to keep their BS going?
Yep.
Should I sell out?
Yep.
Should I sell out my brother Yusuf L because somebody came and told me that he's a sovereign citizen?
Yep.
I know that's my brother.
Yep, because you can go right to Google and, they use the colored term Negro, but you can look up the Negroes in the Confederate, all the Moorish people that was in the Confederacy. A clear picture of what was going on that ocean, on that Confederate ship. Those 2 pirates they talking about was those Negroes in the Confederacy, quote unquote. And then they say Moroccan police came and arrested them. Your brother came and arrested his own brother. Because you can get a clear picture of what was going on.
Very clear. In April 1862, the quote-unquote pirates were shipped to Boston and imprisoned at Fort Warren. By June, DeLong was replaced in Tangier by a new consul, Jesse McMath.
Yeah, please, I'm sorry. The Fort Warren, that's an hour away from me right now. I just wanted to throw that in there. So don't think that's somewhere over, that's an hour away from me right now. 2 pirates from Morocco over there, quote unquote, in a month. Because what is it? Send them in April 1862. They was in the Boston jail, quote unquote. And but in February, 2 months later, February, they found them on the ocean. By April, they're back in Boston jail, 2 months later. But that's after being kidnapped, sitting on that boat or that ship and get back over here less than a month. You're already in Morocco.
The only way. The only way. You have to be in Morocco.
That's up with them dates. They shouldn't have put them dates that close. You should have changed the date.
Don't forget, they did a 2-hour thing to prove to you that over here is Morocco. Forget. Right. Sultan Sidi Mohammed of Morocco, September 23rd, 1863, prohibiting Confederate ships from entering Moroccan ports.
Whoa.
Now, Confederate ships, now I don't know about any Confederates across the Atlantic. Any. Only Confederates I know over here. If he's signing a decree from entering Moroccan ports, what Morocco are they talking about? Because remember, the whole point is people implying that treaty has nothing to do with over here.
Yeah.
It only has to do with over there. But everything that's happening right now is because of this relation between the quote-unquote United States and Morocco.
I need you to go in on that, because that's crazy that they can say that the treaty doesn't matter for over here. The only reason why the Sultan can sign a decree and it interfere with the Confederacy is because he has jurisdiction over here.
Which again goes back to sundry free Moors and them saying that we're not going under any Negro acts.
Yeah.
Why are we going under Negro acts? We're in Morocco. What the hell are you guys talking about, Negro acts? This is Morocco. Some traffic act of some didn't have a license. What license in Morocco are you talking about? Sultan's decree on port admission may seem like a tentative diplomatic gesture, but in such maritime protocol, nations are named and made, unnamed and unmade. In such maritime protocol, nations are named and made, unnamed and unmade. Why? Because everything was under the jurisdiction of whoever had the superior claim. And the example, superior claim or authority being delegated to a subordinate is Morocco recognizing the United States. That became a standard for anybody dealing with because remember, they're newly declared. They're trying to be somebody. Jurisdiction because Morocco recognized them. That's not really what jurisdiction like that. You could be unnamed and unmade. And we recognized you. You didn't recognize yourself. They're not a nation today because whatever nations do to be somebody. No, Moors recognize them today. The means by which Morocco became the first nation to recognize the United States back in 1777 was a similar document signed by an earlier sultan. American ships free admission. Every port is a border.
Yep. That's a good one.
Every port is a border, which is why when you look up passport, it has to do with ships and Moors letting Europeans pass the port. But how come they have border on land today? That's not a port.
Yep.
Where they say people, oh yeah, you just crossed the border. That's not a port. That's not a border. And like Brother Yusuf was saying earlier, every port is a border, period.
Yep. Nothing added after that. 5 words.
Every port is a border, period. Just like under identity in the law of evidence, period. Nothing after that. Don't know nothing. That's what it is. To welcome a ship welcome its home nation into diplomatic relations. The Sultan's decree of 150 years ago banning Confederate ships from the port vowed the Confederacy. As a Moor, you're a citizen of U.S.A.
Yep.
When they have no jurisdiction,
Yep.
zero jurisdiction.
Yep.
Which is why you could see that Noble Drew Ali had the Sultan inside of the Quran.
Yep.
Because the chapter in the Quran that talks about the Moroccan Empire know about this history right here. That these certain people in Fezes, they don't want to go there. They want you to think Moor Science Temple America is the all and be all. No, Moroccan Empire is the all and be all. That's the jurisdiction.
Yep.
Nigerians will tell you they got Fezes. Ghanaians will tell you they got Fezes. Of course, Morocco, Tangiers, all across North Morocco, South Africa. Fezes up, they'll tell you. Dogon will tell you, Fezes up. Senegal, they'll tell you, Fezes up.
Yep.
There's no such thing as the Moroccan Empire. Moroccan Empire is dissolved. Moor just went to Fezes up. And they're talking about crazy people.
Yep.
Okay.
Quick interjection.
Yeah.
That last sentence, it says, the Sultan's decree 50 years ago, banning Confederate ships from port, disavowed the Confederacy. We're taught our fall in the war, the Confederacy against the Union, and the Union won. We were never told, no one was never heard that the Sultan signed a decree 150 years ago banning Confederate ships from the border, and it disavowed the Confederacy. That's the reason why the Confederate nation lost, because of what the Sultan did. Had nothing to do with the Union won the war. That's a lie. What Dirty Noise is doing now, traded on their own brother. For materialistic things, for his lower self. He disavowed the Confederacy. That's his brother. Because they still getting gifts, presents, tribute, and everything because of that treaty.
Yep.
But at this time, we're falling apart. They're using the Sultan right now. He's being used as a puppet. The Moors are just fighting amongst each other inside right now.
Cool.
That's how all this is going on. We're falling horribly right now. Our own brothers. We did this to ourselves. Or the traitors did this to us.
And the key word is the traitors, because traitor implies treason. Not just somebody who, you know what I mean, isn't down with the program. Somebody who's deliberately not down with the program, not down with the government, not down with the laws, not down with anything. And they just step back and watch the BS, and after the chips fall, then they just come and get. Now this we're gonna stop at this part, but this is a key. Morocco also has an extensive history in slavery. Morocco traded black West Africans across the Sahara. Slavery in Morocco took other forms too. The so-called Barbary states, where for centuries European and American sailors, pirates, were enslaved and ransomed. As American sailors, that should be European and European sailors. American European sailors. European, then you know that they're not American and that they're a foreigner, which is why they got captured by pirates, because they were in somebody else's jurisdiction where they didn't belong. In his book, White Slavery in the Barbary States, the radical abolitionist Senator Charles Sumner of Massachusetts depicted North Africa as a disturbing analog to the American South, which he called Barbary States of America.
In Massachusetts.
He called the American South Barbary States of America. Now, how is it that they're talking about slavery of pirates kidnapping Europeans, and then the abolitionist is talking about the same stuff that's going on in North Africa with Europeans getting kidnapped, is the same thing going on in the South. That's not the story that we were told. The story that we were told, that we were slaves. We were the ones getting traded and all that. Nobody told us that we were the actual pirates or the slave masters. We weren't told.
Yep. That should say Europeans and Europeans.
He's talking about Europeans and.
No. That's the one spot you only messed up.
More, you broke up.
That's the only spot you messed up. But then, remember, if you go to your Google Translate and you put in Moorish and you put for the translation part in Arabic, what would Moorish be in Arabic? Barbary. You read that last line, and it said Massachusetts depicted North Africa analog to the American South, which he called States of America, or it should be Moorish states of Al-Marak.
Right, more states of Morocco.
Yep.
Which again would go right back to why Noble Drew Ali said that you're descendants of Moroccans born in America. You have supreme jurisdiction here, which is why your Quran should have a seal in it. Actually holding the mandate.
Yeah.
You think him talking about, always talk, but they always say, don't bring it up. Why are you bringing up chapter 47? You're not supposed to bring up chapter 47. That has nothing to do with anything. Everything. Clearly says in there that these Moabites, who are the Moroccans, who are the Moorish Americans, according to Noble Drew Ali, are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. So as long as there's Moorish Americans, there's a Moroccan Empire. And the Moroccan Empire consists of Moorish states. As concerned. We're supposed to be the body politics of Moorish Americans that had their which is why Drew Ali told these Moors in the convention, you are a nation.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you be a nation if you're part of an empire? What else are you going to be if you're part of an empire? If you're part of an empire. You can't be an organization. You can't be a religious corporation. Incorporated, whatever. It can't be 501c3 and be part of an empire. Doesn't really work that way. So, because like we said, with no jurisdiction, this is not some Taj Tariq Bey teachings. Facts of history and law. The Moabites from the land of Moab who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit Northwest Africa, they were the founders, and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. And then he told you in 101 questionnaire, is Moorish American. Why are you Moorish American? Because you're descendants of Moroccans born in America. What is the modern name of Moabites? Moroccans. Who are Moorish Americans descendants of? Moabites. To pretend like Moorish Americans don't have supreme jurisdiction. And it's Moorish Americans playing that. Americans who, they already said that did the decree. Which means it's time for you to return to your own vine and fig tree.
Yep.
Which is why Noble Drew Ali, the Sultan, and the Lion. Because it set the jurisdiction for Moors to make their claim. their claim. They wanted to chase after people who claim to be Noble Drew Ali. Abandon their Morocco, their birthright that Noble Drew Ali brought for them. Abandon that. Abandon that to follow these people jealous of Noble Drew Ali's fame and nobility, who didn't read the letter to you every meeting. In 30s, they never read the letter to you. That's supposed to be read every meeting. When Noble Drew Ali told you what these people are up to and what they're going to do, laid it out for our people. Laid it out.
Yep.
Right? So the reason why, because when you look at things like this, Noble Drew Ali is the prophet. Okay? But say you honor Noble Drew Ali, as the honor for Noble Drew Ali, what you're seeing and as an outsider, you think, wow, they Noble Drew Ali, they rep him. And you never really checked to see that it says reincarnated there. And you just think that, this is something that happens with these people called Moors, because, they're a sect of Islam or whatever like that. So, they might have their own little stuff that they, whatever, and they might have something called reincarnated in their culture. But, if one man's passed already, and then the reincarnated individual comes, how come the reincarnated individual isn't buried the same place as the original that he reincarnated from? Why are they buried in different places? If Noble Drew Ali died and reincarnated, and before he reincarnated, they buried him somewhere, and then the reincarnated prophet dies, why would they bury him somewhere other than where the original prophet got buried? I mean, he's reincarnated, so why not just bury them in the same place? Like, why not? Seems like a very logical thing to do. Logical thing to do. And do that. They chose not to do that. Now we want to put a letter on the record. Drew Ali reincarnated, just so we can, our prophet, because Noble Drew Ali said we honor all true and divine prophets. So reincarnated Prophet will assume he's true. So let's just read his letter that Islam, More Science Temple of America, instructions from the Prophet Noble Juali reincarnated. This is to all Moors. I have reincarnated back on August 7th, 1929. Oh yeah, this letter is dated 1933, by the way. The letter is dated 1933. Moors. I have reincarnated back on August 7th, which now is 4 years, and I'm having meetings 3 times a week, just like I have always did. I came to redeem you all from sin. The time is no. This is the end of time and fulfilling of the prophecies. Know that I, Noble Juali, your prophet, is still in Chicago. I live at 447 East 40th Street, now 3 years. This message is from Prophet Noble Juali reincarnated. This message that I am sending by Brother Rosen L will be blessed by Allah. I just want you all to know that I mean to carry out my mission. Any information that you want to know, just write East 40th Street to your Prophet Noble Juali to let you all know that I am here. Now I will say peace. Signed, Prophet Noble Juali reincarnated. It seems like there's sincerity there. But some things just don't really resonate too good. Not mentioning that he's given Zell at all. Like if you're reincarnated, you don't have to use his name. I mean, the message is the same, right? Why not just use your name? And why when making reference to Noble Juali, you're not saying reincarnated in the letter, the title, and when you sign. But throughout the whole thing, people are reading that as Juali's writing this. Juali didn't sign this. Reincarnated prophet signed it. And again, it goes back to the fact that there were Moors, there were Moorish officers, there were Moroccan officers, the European, to keep you in servitude.
Yeah.
Willingly working with the European to keep you in servitude. That they're going to give reincarnated prophet a mausoleum. You want to know what happened to all your treasury funds? Mausoleums aren't cheap. As mausoleum. And then, of course, the Moors are going to say, oh, well, that's the past, and you can't look at the past. We should look at now and moving forward with whatever. But you traders, their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing, who are down to carry out this law, nationality card or not, we're Moors. Moors. 1933. telling you that came again in somebody else, teaches lessons. They teach a fiction. They don't teach you about be self-sustaining. That's what they're about. They're about mausoleums. It is what it is. Right? This is what the original prophet has. Shows some sincerity, maniacism. Be plain, just like your prophet. Mausoleum. Mausoleum for what? Thing. Where did they get mausoleum? That's called launder the money. The stuff that they stole, spend it where it appears that it went to a good whatever. No, that was people's payoffs and all that. For them getting the quote unquote fame and nobility. Because like we were talking about earlier, that all they wanted to do was jump in the seat. All they wanted was fame and nobility. They didn't care that they're selling you out. That they were selling you out. Sold out. Because again, we're telling you that this is about Morocco. That's why you have a Moroccan flag in the Moorish Science Temple. That's not an organizational flag. This is strictly about Morocco over here. Noble Jawali brought you back to Morocco. Some go to temple meetings. That's kindergarten compared to what Moore's supposed to be doing in 2018. American. The temple meetings, that's what we're relegated to. That's it. Just temple meetings only. Pray, do the prayer, and then that's it. There's no activity going on. No industry. Because the whole point of having your own business is for it to sustain itself. So if all these manufacturing companies Noble Jawali had, all these businesses, community centers, temples all over the place, not exist. If the whole point of having your own shit is for it to sustain itself. Because they were not trustworthy. They were not faithful. That's why forget about some Noble Jawali trust, because there's no trust there. You're dealing with traders. About Noble Jawali trust. There's traders up and down this that were jealous of Noble Jawali's fame and nobility. Jealous. You know how many Moors were doing so much for the temple? And these fakers ran these people out of the temple, talking about they're trying to take it over and stuff like that. So we don't want to. Many active Moors. Brother Seton Ra, But the setting around the Moors were doing a community cleanup. Community cleanup. Just some active Moors. Just gonna go do a community cleanup. Grand Sheik pulls up for the temple in that area. Hey, what are you guys doing? Are you blind? You can't see what we're doing? Or are you just asking because, you know what I mean? You're pulling up clean clothes like you're somebody. Doesn't go park up and come help the Moors do community cleanup. Goes about his business. That's the Grand Sheik. Elder comes out of his house. Islam. Who the hell is this? He's been in the temple since 1972. Never seen that happen by Moors in Moorish Science Temple of America. Never seen that happen. Came out his house, put his stuff on, came out to help and said, yo, I'm riding with you Moors now. They're going to ask him, who's the Grand Sheik of this group? Who gave you guys permission to do community cleanup? None of that BS that these people are trying to pull on you guys. The since 72 Moorish Science Temple of America went out and helped the Moors while the Grand Sheik would drive off in his big car. And these are the people you're talking about. Trust, and you're connecting yourself to something with those people, part of it? Goddamn crazy. Oh, you're goddamn mind. Right? That's not all. In response to this letter, they filed a series of affidavits and injunctions against Givens L to stop all activities of the rival faction. So when you talk about, you know, Moors are infighting because Taharka is going against no, that's not. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Have now united and they're on the front. This information pigeonholed to Moorish Science Temple of America when this is Moroccan Empire. Honors to the temple, you know what I mean, that are doing stuff right. Supreme honors to the temples that are doing good for the community at large. These dirty Moors. Rival factions fighting over noble Jawali's fame and nobility. Prophets, fame and nobility. For the people, which includes them. These Moors been told. No favorites. You don't favor no Moors over any Moors. If you do dirt, you're getting your boots pulled up. Talking crazy. If you're taking your brother, you guys remember they're Moorish Americans, right? Instead of them following the prophet, say that they're the prophet or they're some type of superior authority in Moorish Science Temple giving people orders and what they could do, what they can't do or whatever. This is birthrights. Orders of my parents. Orders. Somebody. And it's just because we're part of some organization, you talk about orders? Order given going on around there. This is not slavery. But, you know, Noble Jawali did say you're only going to come put you in slavery. And then when you go back and you check the pictures of these so-called, you know, under the banner of Moorish Science Temple of America, one of the things that all the cults promote is everybody has to dress the same. Same color tie. Everybody has to wear the same color jacket. Only puppetism. Zero originality. Only puppetism. There's succession that happens when you have this so-called sellout. What happens is that people do not know what went down. People think, Noble Drew Ali just died and then, whatever happened after that was just the history of whatever. No, that was a sellout. You have never been told the true story of what Noble Drew Ali brought. Who's been telling the story, been telling us from some warped perspective from their sellout, whoever that they came from, that told them the warped perspective that they're telling people. Sure.
Yesterday.
Say that again?
Like the book from yesterday.
Right. Just like the book from yesterday.
Let's say the prophet's birthday, celebrate Christmas on the eve of January 5th, the eve of the resurrection of the prophet. To celebrate Christmas, January 5th, the prophet. Remember? Published.
Yeah. Why was it published? In the book, bumped into some Moors as the reference point to what
that's a whole nother bag.
We are Moors. So don't think that we're talking from some perspective and, somebody on the outside is like, oh, there's so much confusion. I don't want to be part of that. You're a Moor. Be part of a temple and all that. That's a perspective of this, but so is Moorish Holy Temple of Science, national movement. So is Great Seal, National Society of Moorish Affairs. So is Moorish Order of the Round Table. So is Moorish Heritage and History School. Like, you know what I mean? So is, go to Alim Bey's land and go on a retreat. All that's part of the same Moorish. But the people have been trained. This is about this building called Moorish Science Temple of America, and it's not. This is a broad jurisdiction. Again, why? This jurisdiction is so broad that El Bey, his temple is Great Seal Moorish Science Temple. That's the only one of that. Why? Because he realized how deep the sellout was, and they weren't going to be putting their foot on his neck like, you guys own me. Right. I don't need a building. I'll do temple meetings out of the house. How about that? Come and tell me I can't do temple meetings at my house. See what happens to you. And go try. But they had temple meetings at the house. The house was the temple. Why was the house the temple? Traders wouldn't let him and say Great Seal Moorish Science Temple because they don't like whoever is saying that. What do you mean you don't like that? What don't you like about something Moorish if you're a Moor? He's Moorish. No, he's Morisco. We don't ride with passive Moors. Somebody who is gonna say Europeans have jurisdiction over me, they're a Morisco. They are a turncoat trader. And I refuse to have unity with them. Brother Morales. NOI brother. Name's Morales. But he's NOI though. Then we could have conversation and we could go in on some MSTA quote unquote doctrine. Just because he knows he's a Moor. Out his own mouth. I know I'm a Moor. So what's wrong with all these? What's all wrong with your boys? How come your boys are saying that they're black Asiatics and all that? You're telling me you're a Moor. And not because your name's Morales. Gives honors to Noble Juali every time we talk. You know, because I talk with NOI, don't think that, you know what I mean, I honor more than, you know what I mean? Like, I honor Noble Juali for real. I know what it is that he brought. But I also honor Elijah Muhammad, you know, I mean, I'm Nation of Islam or whatever. All right, well, yeah, that's the same thing like Captain Joseph X, who said Yusuf Bey. He's still NOI. He's Yusuf Bey, though. BS. Because he's found out about birthrights. How did he find out about birthrights? Because he was a captain and he was told the higher stuff that all the people them aren't getting. Bro, Elijah Muhammad, that's a straw man. Bey. Or Elijah Muhammad Bey. You never put that out there. But they'll make sure and put out that Muhammad's a Ali. Not a Cassius X. Jacking the Noble Juali energy by naming that him being called Ali wasn't because Muhammad knew the power. Of course he knew the power of the birthright. That's why he was ordained Ali. Ordained Ali. Dodged the draft. Because he, as a Moor, as a Muslim, not a black Muslim, he's not going to go over there and go fight his brother for some European. Why? Because they don't have jurisdiction to tell me I have to go to war. Private corporation. Think you are. No problem. I'll do my 3 years or whatever. It ain't no big deal. What, you think I'm going to go to jail and there's going to be problems? If I go to jail, you really think my sentence isn't going to be over there? Or maybe get killed myself? Get the hell out of here. I'm standing on birthrights. I'm Muhammad Ali. Forget that Cassius Clay BS. Jurisdiction over Muhammad Ali to send him into any war anywhere. Rights. But he's NOI though. He's Nation of Islam. And then he came to his senses and left that because he realized these guys are full of BS. But nobody never, you know, said, hey, hold on a second. Why did he leave or whatever? No, they're going to listen to the sellouts to say why he left. Now that he knew what was up. Funeral, they threw the Moroccan flag on the car. Funeral, just go check when they threw the Moroccan flag on the car. Why didn't they throw an NOI flag on the car? Why didn't they throw U.S.A flag on the car? No, they put the Moroccan flag. And remember, he got buried over here. Think all these people don't know? Jealous of the prophet's fame and nobility. And opposed to give you your birthright, they're the prophet. They're going to claim their noble Juali reincarnated. And then teach people that BS. And then have those people around today trying to convince you that we don't know what we're talking about. Moors, and we're this and that Moors, and we got people killed, and we get people arrested, and we blah, 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 and we this and we that. Oh, we're so wrong. We're so wrong. Right? And BS is blasted stupidness. BS. These people played you, still playing you today. Talking about they're all united. It's only one body now. One body of sellouts and traitors. Which, you know, if we look at it like Brother Yusuf, remember what was the reference point with the ghettos?
The ghettos, or you mean the community inhabitants?
Inhabitants.
What the sister wrote.
Okay, yeah. The Moorish Science Temple of America is a reserve, a Moorish ghetto. Charlatans run it. You look over there and all you see is BS going on. Because it has nothing to do with the nation. It's separated from everything national and divine.
Yeah. He explains how people are trying to be called by their, like, and that's what it seems like they want. They want to be known from their temple.
They want to be known as Temple One. Whatever. Reincarnated temple. Whatever temple. This is the Moroccan Empire. And again, we are Moorish Science Temple of America. So don't think that, you know what I mean, like we're something like that. Because we're trying to tell you don't be part of the temple or nothing like that. No, we're just telling you that there's charlatans up in this too. Good Moors. I only go to good Moors temples. Because when you go to dirty Moors temples, they got, you know, nudie bar windows you can't see in there and all that type of stuff. You got to look through the goddamn mailbox to see if anybody's there.
Yeah.
You're looking in the mailbox. You're seeing people inside looking at you, looking at them through the mailbox.
Yeah.
Wouldn't move to come get the door. This is a Moorish Science Temple. Oh yeah, by the way, they had no sign or nothing like that. We just Google mapped it to know where they were. And we were at the building like, is this the building? It's like the building should be right here. And we're standing in the spot looking around. Where the hell is this building? This can't be the building. No way this is the building. This is just a white building in the middle of the hood. A white building. No sign, nothing. Carpet. They got the pews. Picture of the reincarnated prophet and Noble Jew Ali on the wall. They got the place decked out. White walls and all that stuff. And remember, these are the same people. They got their mausoleum for their so-called reincarnated prophet and all that, but they have nothing to show as far as activity. Oh, but you know, there's usually, again, the ones that come up later that put certain things out under the guise of, yes, we are, you know what I mean, doing what's supposed to be done and all that stuff, when these people aren't doing what they're supposed to be done. Still selling you out, pushing these same fraudulent people today as some type of legitimate more science when it has nothing to do with it. These people sold out Noble Drew Ali. Ain't no way that Noble Drew Ali is going to be reincarnated in a dude that was around when he was around. And then fought like, you know, me as Cujo. Moorish, and then I'm telling you I'm the reincarnated of the guy that just died yesterday. But the day before yesterday, I was Cujo. I give you no warning or nothing like that. He wasn't on the deathbed and told me, yo, I'm going to come in your body and all that stuff. So, you know what I mean? Let the people know that. So when you go and say you're the prophet, they would actually go with it. But these people are so dumbed down, they didn't even need that. They just went with it. Right? Now, again.
But you know, they're fall for anything. They call themselves black now.
Yeah, exactly.
Fall for it.
They call themselves black now. Right? They call themselves black now. So there's, only if it's cheap, don't go nuts because you'll be mad. The more, you know, putting out their little books to push their stuff. Then they got the resurrection. Now, somebody said to me, you feel I judged your book by the cover? Well, majority of the cover of my books, they got Noble Drew Ali on it, so you can judge it all you want. My book got Queen Khalifa on it. You could judge that all you want. You know. But when covers of books are pictures, I go with a picture tells 1,000 words. I'm not judging a book by its cover. Picture and deciphering the message that I'm being told. I have my own 5 senses. I have my own mind in my head. I don't need the artist to tell me what certain things are. Right? Because I'm going to come to my own. We have this Moorish Science Temple of America, Inc. They put out their book, The Resurrection. Class already. Just go through the Canaanland Moors class, look for the thumbnail with this. Now, some things are said that we can actually see. You know, sister still says humanity on her, so they didn't let that go. Still standing on the rock of salvation. There's still the crescent star in the sky, you know, giving the message of, you know, Allah shining down on us and all that. Now, the truth, be yourself and not somebody else. Now, how is somebody who is claiming to be reincarnated telling you Be yourself, not somebody else. How's the people who are riding with the guy who said, I'm reincarnated? Which means he's not being himself because he wasn't born reincarnated Noble Drew Ali. They're going to convince you they're on the right track or whatever, and because they're being themselves, the reincarnated prophet. Lies. Now, Noble Drew Ali had the sister in his hands.
And I'm pretty sure before he became reincarnated prophet, and before he came into the prophet, Harold Gibson or something.
Right?
And now you the prophet.
Right? Put the sister on the ground. She's unconscious. You put the sister on the ground. That's how you do with the mothers. Then you're gonna print this book up and send it all over the place and talk about defend her or she will defend herself. Defend her from who? Because I'm the one, if I'm looking at the picture, like you're facing me, drawing your stuff. How am I the threat? I'm Moorish American reading this book. Love is the first principle. Looks like justice is the first principle, which is totally contrary to what really is supposed to be going down. First principle, he'd be holding the sister in his arms. Because she's still unconscious today. She's not woke yet. But nah, let the unconscious sister lay on the ground.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Now, when I saw that first time I saw that picture, any other Moors started talking about it. Like I didn't see other Moors talking about it. Looking around for research, I seen it. And the first time I saw it, first thing I thought was, why would some Europeans disrespect? I immediately thought it would be the enemy that would do something like that. Started coming into it like, oh, some Moors put that book together. Shocked me. It was my first thought, and I first saw it all on my own was European did this, like they was being disrespectful and stuff like that. That's the first thing I thought.
Yep. Right. They're not going to tell you. Applicant. Moorish of America, Inc. Address, P.O. Box 20618, Baltimore, Maryland, 21223. Date of first issue, at least as early as 1926. Interstate commerce, at least as early as 1926. Humanitarian, educational services, and ministerial services. It's with the love and justice, with the Shimitar, with justice written on it, with the star under it, and the 4 quadrants. Copywritten by them people. Right? How they copyright stuff, that's Noble Drew Ali stuff. Mark, Principal Register, United States Patent and Trademark Office, register number 46944. Moorish Science Temple of America, Inc. Service mark. Services, cultural heritage and traditions, classes, discussion groups, and lectures to educate people of Moorish extraction, religious, civic, and cultural tradition. Moorish extraction. You ever hear that one yet? Extraction from what? You're in Morocco.
Read that again.
The handshake for Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated. The handshake is going to be used as a symbol for conducting classes, discussion groups, and lectures to educate people of Moorish extraction as to their national, religious, and cultural heritage and traditions.
Extraction from what?
Crescent star with salvation written under it. United States Patent and Trademark Office, registered November 3rd, 1987, register number 1463435. Or crescent and star with salvation written under it. Just look on your nationality card, you'll see it right there. Moorish Science Temple of America, Inc. And civic booklets and pamphlets. Material services. No claim is made to the exclusive right to use salvation, mark as shown. No claim is made to the exclusive right to use salvation. So if they're not going to have a claim to exclusively use salvation without the crescent and star, a jurisdiction to copyright the crescent and star when that's all of the universe. How are you copyrighting this property? This is how dirty these people are. Service mark, principal register, United States Patent and Trademark Office, registration number 1465893, November 17th, 1987. The circle 7 with Allah written under the 7. Temple of America Incorporated, for conducting classes, discussion groups, and lectures to educate people of Moorish extraction, national, religious, civic, and cultural heritage and traditions. No claim is made to the exclusive right to use Allah apart from as the mark shown. And then they have their examining attorney, G. Meyershoff. This is how much they love you, Morris. They love you so much.
Treason.
Domestic public relation, Moorish court, for all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated. Grand Sheikh Timothy Dingle L. Prophet Noble Juali, Chief Magistrate. Addressed to Sheikh Swift Angel number 1. Greetings in the name of peace. Oh, how wonderful for Moorish brothers to dwell together in unity. In reference to our telephone talk, I have now part of your visit at 2000 Hagerstown. This is my determination. 2000 are going under the instructions of the one who have on the title name Noble Juali from the Copyright Office, 1974. First claim on the title name Noble Juali and his works. Temple of America, Inc., according to Copyright Office instruction, have filed claim on the title name Noble Juali and his works under common law. I have proof from the Copyright Office for verification. Since I am not satisfied with common law, I cannot rest until I have myself, obtained the name of Prophet Noble Juali and his works. Under federal law, I must go into the chamber of the dead and wake up the great kin, Tiberius, because he is the only God man the Moorish Americans will hear. 16. Holy Quran. You may think the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America is under federal law, copyright law. Your thinking is wrong and never will be, because the noble Juali is an infinite way out, but his Bible, that if a Grand Sheikh interferes with it under common law, I attempt to file claim under federal law, but I failed, but I was successful with it under common law. With a strong determination, renewal on the works of our prophet. You cannot renew something that doesn't exist. I studied the letters dated and I realized our prophet did the best he could at that time. That in another era of time, one of his grand sheikhs will understand works to a higher height. This is what they're saying about the prophet. On November 23rd, 1974, I made my first step in uplifting some of the works of our prophet from common law to federal law. Law means they're taking it out of your jurisdiction and putting it into somebody else's jurisdiction. They're taking it from the jurisdiction that is de jure and putting it in a jurisdiction that's de facto. Do it with the Holy Quran, they got denied because why? Holy Quran didn't exist. Why didn't the Holy Quran didn't exist if you're holding the book? Because Noble Juali did it from memory. Property came on intellectual property. From the prophet, who's the thought of Allah manifested in flesh. Property, intellectual property, but it's Allah's property. And they tried to claim that. Your Holy Quran, they tried to claim that they have jurisdiction of it, only them. And again, these are the people that people are looking at as the representative of the Moorish Science Temple and all that. They don't represent Moorish Science Temple. Right? Grand Resurrection Complaint Department for the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated. Dingle Islam. According to our conversation we had on the telephone, a benediction to my soul to know that you could aid me. Established in the Great Council as number 13, it would be the work of a God-man, and I would honor you such under the seal of the living God, Revelation 7, chapter 7. It would give me a stick to work with. Prophet Noble Juali was and is a federal man. I thought he said he's universal. Where did you ever hear Noble Juali say he's a federal man? Again, jealous of the fame and nobility. They're trying to right now. I'll be back, Yusuf. Don't worry. They're trying something right now. It would give me a stick to work with. Prophet Noble Juali was and is a federal man. seal, moon and the star in it. Authority of our founder is in Washington, D.C. And I know what federal office building it is in. The prophet put the federal office in code in his Holy Quran questionnaire. I found the code and put it together, and it forms a word, and I tried the word, and it led me to the office building in Washington, D.C. Listen to these freaking guys. Oh, I had you on mute. Hold on one sec more. One sec, Morris. You just gotta.
Islam.
Yeah. Peace.
Just enjoying your show.
Yeah. I'm just going back to that part. That's read.
Please do. I'll put it on mute.
All right, more. Authority of our founder is in Washington, D.C. Federal office building. The prophet put the federal office in code in his Holy Quran questionnaire. I found the code and put it together, a word, and I tried the word, and it led me to the office building in Washington, D.C. The founder said that he will take the faithful Moors through that tunnel where we cross the threshold, the seventh veil. I put in a search report that he established in Chicago, foundation stone. 29. When I received my claim, house, some may deny my authority because I live northwest. In the federal city, you don't have to be a resident of the district. You might think that my mind is jumping time. Soil, who loved the words that Jesus spoke. I am working something degrees. I am slow but sure. Sincerely, peace. Brother Timothy Dingle L., Federal Grand Sheik. Tell me when you hear that one. Grand Sheiks. This is how far they went. Remember, all this is the factions against each other. This is the factions against each other. Adept Chamber of Moorish Science Temple of America, Incorporated. Founder, Grand Sheik Timothy Dingle L., Director. The Federal Grand Sheik Director and whatever else. In reference to our telephone talk,
Wait. Oh man.
Repetition.
Yep.
In reference and closed are some developments on some of my findings. We are preparing the book for the nation according to the 1975 We have to enforce that the grand body is no longer in Chicago, Baltimore Street. The influence of the grand body here, confusion. I was in a conference call with the state official here, Grand Sheik. The supreme laws, the book I am having federal protection put around it. Tell them the phone and taxation is clarified in the book, Vision 1857. Things are clarified. Material sent to me, and I am sending you some material to aid the grand body. Final when received and the contents. Any doubt, please take the material to legal men. Will let you know that when the book is published, it will be for every and federal. It will be appreciated according on the charter recorded in the book. Charter to be fully recorded in time is not long as it has been. Honor you and the grand body for having some faith in me, encourage me and cause me to development of our whatever would make, because when the one thing, all the sellouts coming together, book will make one grand body. If one to the Secretary of State, organization must cease to be. Have faith with me. Something he can about laws on copyright, and remember, copyright is federal. I have a large order to send for Moorish material, fezzes, and compounds. When I finish my book for this new era of time, I will begin putting the Qurans back as our founder intended it to be. Questionnaire. The Quran will be named Moorish Science Temple of America and not Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Forward and not backward. The Quran, but I declare our authority, Form 1099. Islam to all Moors, tell all Moors to keep their trust, and Allah is victory short. Oh yeah. Peace. Single L, Grand Sheikh Ali. It's absolutely clear.
A paper trail, like he was gonna, like they're taking over.
Right.
Christian and everything to me. Christian with me. They try to carry state, FedEx, and see, they're sending to everybody like their book is gonna be the book. They're the ones now. That's how this thing, like they're putting the same people we put on notice. Somebody to put on notice, you know what I mean?
Yep. All right, so again, this is of the movement that and always been neglected. Soon you start bringing up, you have to bring the others up. As soon as you bring the others up, you realize how many people, in order for to be in the condition that they are right now as Moorish Americans, that you have working toward the liberation of our people, individuals trying to undermine that. Continue to use this term, pigeonhole you into Moorish Science Temple, Moorish nation. This is not a Quran of Moorish science, Moorish Holy Temple of Science anymore. Of Moorish Science Temple. Why are they cutting down the jurisdiction? They're trying to make the jurisdiction limited. And it's not that it's limited to the temple, it's limited to the Temple Inc.
More.
They know exactly what
that was my question right there.
What's that?
Moore's Temple of Science.
Right? Because okay, where's the right? So this is why it's not Moorish Temple of Science, according to them. Right? According to them, it's only Moorish Science Temple of America. Organized as the Moorish Temple of Science in the year 1925 and were legally incorporated as a civic organization under the laws of the state of Illinois, November 29th, 1926. The name Moorish Temple of Science was changed to Moorish Science Temple of America, legal requirements of the Secretary of the State of Illinois. So the fact that from 25 and 26, it went from Moorish Temple of Science to Moorish Science Temple is why they're going with everything is Moorish Science Temple of America. It is not a dissolution. A name change is a name change. Aboriginal law firm changed their name to Marrakesh Society. Isn't that the same people that's still doing it's the same people, right? They're still doing the stuff that Aboriginal law firm used to do. They're just doing it in a different name. Which is why Noble Drew Ali said a national organization, remember, talking about Moorish Science Temple right now. It's a national organization. It's not religious. It's a national organization with a Rotarian complexion. And then look up Rotarian. And then you'll see why that Moor ran out the house when he saw us setting around Bedo's Moors. The Grand Sheikh of the temple is passing them straight on the street. And he's supposed to be Moorish Science Temple. But he never parked the car and jumped out and helped the Moors clean the street. Because he's not about the Rotarian complexion, because he's not about national organization stuff.
Right.
Right? And again, since the work of the Moorish Science Temple of America was largely religious, the organization has been legally changed to a religious corporation, and to this effect has been properly filed in Cook County Recorder's Office in Illinois. Now, if he's filing it in Cook County's Recorder's Office, that's common law. They were bearing common law. The same people who are talking about their ink and all that, and they're the representatives of Moorish Science Temple, how come they're not dealing with common law then? If they're going to say that they're following what Noble Drew Ali did, and then he changed the name to Moorish Science Temple of America, all right, fine, cool. He changed the name and he made it a religious corporation, but he filed that in the county. He filed an affidavit in the county. Affidavit would mean that he doesn't deal with motions. Affidavit would mean that he's dealing with rights. Affidavit would mean that he's dealing with the same stuff that Moors today are dealing with, sending affidavits.
I thought that was Taj Tariq Bey teaching.
That's Taj Tariq Bey teaching. Sorry, that's sovereign citizen teachings. Yeah. Even though the Prophet had an affidavit, right? Prophet wasn't dealing with motions, like how their lawyer is going to tell you on their platform that affidavits don't work. You have to file motions if you want to go to court and all that. No, how come Noble Drew Ali didn't file motions? How come he filed an affidavit? And Temple of America, a religious corporation. He didn't go apply to the IRS to get 501c3. City of whatever and register, go to Washington, D.C. to register to Washington, D.C. because that's the capital of the federal whatever. No, he did with common law. His affidavit for Moorish Science Temple of America, which is why he told Moors, create your own laws and customs. Supreme jurisdiction over this. This is your temple. This is your movement. Noble Drew Ali stressed it on numerous occasions that this is yours. But now you don't want it to be yours. Play with these clowns out here claiming that they represent when they don't represent anything but our people staying in slavery. That's all
they want. A babysitter. That's what they want.
Right? They want babysitter.
They want a babysitter.
Exactly what they want.
Or they're trying to slide in there. This is a new day and time. A new day and time.
Yep.
Like they want to, because they try to push the fraud. They do the truth and falsehood strangely in. Because if they say that part, saying it, they make it seem like, oh, the new day and time now is be under the jurisdiction of the United States Corporation.
Yeah, U.S.A. You're a citizen, don't forget.
Yep.
Right?
And they got our people so trapped. They got our people so trapped in doing emotions, their emotions.
Yeah, straight up.
Yep, there you go.
Straight up. And then don't forget, if you're a citizen of U.S.A., why did the abolitionists from Massachusetts say over here is Barbary States of America?
Yep. Right.
How come he knows that over here is Moorish States of America and Asiatic states, but you are getting told by these people United States? It is what it is.
And people wearing turbans and feathers.
Put you right back into slavery. Right back. Quick, fast. Just because. Just because they can. Remember, this has nothing to do with talking bad about Moorish Science Temple of America. Moorish Science Temple of America. We're also Great Seal Moorish Science Temple of America. Moors Order of the Round Table Moorish Science Temple of America. Moorish Science Temple of America. Temple of Science and Moorish Divine National Movement. We're also Moorish Heritage and History School Moorish Science Temple of America. So, and we're also Masonic Science Temple of America.
Indeed. That's what they don't like, Sheik. They don't like that unity.
They don't like the unity. They think their sellout bodies coming together as one body is the unity. That's not the unity. Don't be fooled. That's not a Moorish nation. Sellouts. called Moor Science Temple of America to live in peace amongst each other. Let them go. Let them enjoy their reserve on their own. And how about we deal with the nation? National affairs. And again, don't let these people use what would you call it? Don't let these people use greedy people's active to taint your perspective of what an active Moor is, because they got arrested or they got kidnapped or they got, their property taken or whatever. Trust that we know Moors who birthright without claiming $1 million houses and stuff like that. There's Moors out here exercising their birthright. Children, therefore, they're putting their priorities in order. Their children. European school that all these black people are complaining about, and they're getting A's, A++, with sparkling clean report cards. They're Moors. They're Moors. Right?
Yes.
Sparkling clean. There's only one prophet.
I just wanted to add on.
There's a lot more.
Real quick. Because with Great Steel Temple, there's nothing wrong with the temple. Like I said, I'm part of the temple, and me and all the rest of the temples that's out there, that's the temple. But again, the temple itself, it's just that it's some of the people that's in the temple. The temple's perfect.
Temple's perfect.
It's some of the people that's in it.
Temple is perfect.
You're right about that, brother. It's the fat one that sat in the prophet's chair getting fatter.
Yep.
Eating and fleecing off the people.
And right, we're putting it out there. This has nothing to do with disrespecting Moor Science Temple of America, with calling out Noble Drew Ali or whatever. We're talking about the reincarnated people. We're talking about the grand moderator and advisor people. We're not talking about Noble Drew Ali. We're talking about 1930 to present. We're not talking about pre-1930. Pre-1930, we already know what's up. These Moors are going to come and tell you, well, Noble Drew Ali did his best, but he put the code in the book, so now I got the code, so I'm going to finish the work that Noble Drew Ali really didn't get to finish, really, because he wasn't really, he was a common law man. He was supposed to be a federal man and all this BS. This blasted trippiness. This is your right. This is your birthright. Negro, black, colored, Ethiopian, African, that's not who we are. We are Moors. When you say, I'm a Moor, I proclaim my nationality, know that, there was a sellout over here too. Don't think this is just, daisies and roses running through the field like everything's good. spinning in the field, and your dress is swirling, and you're like, yes, I'm a Moor now, and all that stuff. Just don't forget on the resurrection cover, Noble Drew Ali told you that over here, of the world, right? Now, if you look at this right here, you see they have a shadow right here, right? Right by salvation, you see there's a shadow right there. That means that this is a cliff. Don't be swirling through the daisies and all that stuff and end up bottom of a precipice. Because you thought that you made it. Wow. What to do when you get on this side? You think over here? You think it's playing over here? Then you come over here and you start studying, you realize Moors killed your prophet. Moors have you in this BS that you're in right now. You're fighting people. Serve your rights on a paper. These people fighting you down, trying to tell you what your signature is. How are they telling you what your signature is? Dirty Moors set the standard that Moors are passive, so you could do whatever you want to them. All you need to do is give them a little handout. Let them go to the federal office, get some paper stamped. Let them go to state of secretary, whoever, and get some whatever from them so they can feel like they have the fame and nobility when they're getting played the whole time because jurisdiction. They should be coming to you. How the hell are you more Science Temple of America? You've been around for 100 years and you're still going to the colonizer for stuff. And the Sultan made the decree. Noble Ali told you are a nation. But you sided with the sellouts. And now you're realizing, oh, damn, Kudro's right. These guys sold out. Now we unify under our nation. Forget all that part of some organization BS. We are a nation. We have a flag, red flag, 5-point star. That's a national flag. That has nothing to do with an organization, a corporation, a religious corporation, a 501c3, some city, a registration in some Cook County, whatever, has nothing to do with that. This is nation. If you don't think this is nation, then turn in your card and button and go be a Morisco. Turn in your fez and go on the reserve with the Moorish Americans who want to be passive. Because this is not about passive. This is not about don't know about your nationality and birthrights. Don't know about the history of these sellouts who came into your movement, because Noble Ali said it's yours, caused all this confusion, and you're giving up your birthright instead of addressing these sellouts who sold you out. Have put sister on the ground. You're not mad, sister? Mother, you're not mad that these Moors have you on the ground on the cover of their book? They put you on the ground. There's no enemy around them. On a cliff. What enemy? And if the enemy is who's reading the book, because clearly he's looking at me trying to draw his scimitar. But you're unconscious on the ground. And I'm a threat. I got fez on. How am I a threat? How am I the enemy? What the hell you guys are trying to do? That's why. I know exactly what you guys are trying to do.
Actually, it take you back to he's the enemy, the one that's standing over top of her.
Exactly.
He's the enemy.
Exactly. He's the one. Caught him. Look how high her skirt is on her knees or whatever. You know exactly what he was going to do. Look, you can even see the tear. He was just about to rip the skirt. You don't see the ripped skirt? Look at the ripped skirt. The ripped dress. Halfway up her leg. What the hell do you think he was going to do? Scimitar. And you're supporting them. And want to know why we're all messed up. Don't forget, this is not my book. I didn't draw this picture. Why is her skirt ripped? Shadow. Shadow from where? If the sun's behind him, his whole body should be over her as a shadow. Humanity or none of that. But her skirt's ripped. That's not a shadow.
Wait a minute, he got on glasses. What the?
Don't forget, there it is, the ripped skirt. Up. You think that it's a shadow? No, it's not a shadow, it's a rip. Look, it's a rip. Why is her skirt ripped? Because if he's the only one there, I'm all the way over here. Like, clearly I'm not the one that ripped her skirt. Why is her scimitar not in her hand? Where's her button that's supposed to be on her turban? Like, what's going on here? Now, these people play games with you with your stuff. Now, these people make a mockery of what it is your prophet brought.
It looked like the same picture, like another symbol of the Mark says, with the scimitar with a more bited head. The same thing.
Yes, it's a new era of time now. These guys are about tearing skirts, tearing dresses, tearing humanity's dress to do what? What are you going to do? Why are you tearing her dress? Like, what are you trying to do?
Was not his.
Don't be fooled. So we just want to say honors to the mothers. We honor you. You know what I mean? You had to go through this humiliation. But you have to know the truth of what these people did to you. Hence what they're doing to us. Yeah, I judge books by their cover, especially if there's pictures on the cover. Because a picture tells 1,000 words.
Indeed. I got a question for you too, Sheik.
Yeah, go ahead, Mar.
The land. Well, a certain brother keep coming at me, thing, and we know that this is Morocco. You know, telling him why he trying to keep coming at me like get with him in this US or this USAR thing. You know what I'm saying? If the US is defunct and bankrupt, AR also.
If they're recognized by the Secretary of State, according to them, yep, they're dissolved too. Insolvent. Silly rabbit. Silly rabbit. Politics are for kids.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
And tell him to ask the senator of Massachusetts. He said no. He said that over here is the Barbary state.
Yep. It's a Barbary state. It's the state of America Republic.
That's right.
And remember, Barbary.
And that's according to them.
Right. That's according to them. Right. Moors are going nuts right now analyzing this picture.
Yeah.
if I draw your cut, who's cut?
Get them, see.
Yo, it's not even me, yo. It's these Moors. These Moors in the chat. It's these chat Moors.
Hey, they got they shimatars is sharp.
Oh man, you don't want to be a dirty Moor in that chat. You don't want to be a third Patrick. Yes. Islam to all the Moors. Peace and love. I will that you have a knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Islam to all the Moors. 250 to get in if you don't know the password. Right? So don't be coming up in this chat trying to play like whatever. Islam to all the Moors. Peace and love on the holy day. Don't forget, get your I'm Not Black t-shirts, sweaters, women's t-shirts, children's shirts. Brother Lanre Obey 2018@gmail.com. I am not black 2018@gmail.com. Put in your order. We got to plug the greatest Moorish learning reference point. The greatest reference point for Moors to go learn about their birthrights, rvbaypublications.com. Again, the mothers with the skirts not ripped, everything down to their ankles and all that stuff.
On their feet.
They're definitely not laying on the ground unconscious with no scimitar in their hand. The sisters standing on law. They are wide awake.
There you go.
Which again, the reminder, don't forget this Sunday, 1 p.m., Sisters Standing on Law. Eyes wide open on Blog Talk Radio. For all the mothers out there, make sure you get on your Sisters Standing on Law. If you want to check the archives, make sure you go to Brother Najib L on his YouTube page, Najib L, for all the MHHS archives. And Brother Supreme, you still got something you're working on for the Moors? On I heard you're working on something.
So it's highly favorable. But I want to say first of all, peace to my brother Yusuf and you. I didn't give y'all proper salutations when I came on, so I just want to give y'all proper salutations to Islam Moors. But yeah, tonight and tomorrow, expect the countdown. The countdown is still on. It's gonna have to be around Sunday though, but today and tomorrow I got something really coming out major for you more. So stay tuned. It's gonna be good. But Islam to the Moors in the chat. Islam to you, brothers. To the Prophet Noble Jew Ali, not the brother prophet again.
the true Prophet Noble Jew Ali.
Indeed. Yes, I do.
The unreincarnated prophet.
Yep. Indeed, Moors. So yeah, then we got something coming out. So just be on the lookout all this weekend. I rep the prophet more. So hey, it's gonna be something very beautiful coming. So look out for Partner Interjection. It is coming, and the countdown is gonna be on Sunday. So family, I love you more.
Peace and love more, brother Yusuf. What's good?
Give thanks to the great speak for the platform. Islam Supreme, give thanks for you to come on here too. The more is in the chat. And you already know, once again, Islam to the true Noble Jew Ali, the prophet, the reincarnated prophet, not the fake prophet, not the cumberbs and nothing like that, claiming to be the prophet, none of that. The true prophet, Noble Jew Ali.
Well, before we close up, you got your Your closeout saying there, Supreme.
To hearken, L-Bay, you suck. I had to put a little funk with that.
little extra. You got a little sauce on that chicken.
Yeah. Let them know.
Essential, glowing from my mental. Some slide with a coward glide out the temple. Arrogant, egotistical, pseudo-mysticals. Silence from lips, telepathic and graphic. I'm communicating with identified ships. Objects flying in zigzag and symmetric patterns. My pyramid core looks like a cavern. Spiritual war, reflecting off the raging cauldron water bubbles. No burning wood smell, no heat but cough doubles. No smoke watching broken puddles. Glass flowing, grass growing, foaming, smoking nozzles. To minds, my words are fossils, colossal. Dirty moors appearing as doubting apostles. Glowing lower chakras, fireflies and bottles. Won't give enough light and minds to get me out the darkness. Spirits around me, soul and heartless. All five senses, shock watching, a walking carcass. Wires blink to answer iPhones. Mouth tubes going through nose to lungs to smoke high time. I travel so far, chasing a star, dodging past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets. One time I traveled star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. MC sarcophagus open, from slaves to cyborg psychos. Hatching through the door as rage leaks from pores. Black hole, not vinyl. Watching it spiral, disciple of the archetypal. Hip-hop revival. Impulses versus suicidal impulses. Bonafide genocide, I'm crucifying vultures. Not absorbing into culture. Gamma Bay, I'm like Alhambra days. My veil of sunglasses are not aliens with locks and turbans, not grays. Floating off the platform, greeting me with Islam gestures. Blue flame quarks blew around scepters. Using a portal as an entrance. Galactic world pendants with some solar flare, double helix necklace. Couldn't believe what I'm seeing. I gotta get this. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. My MC sarcophagus open, sitting at the table of ascended masters, not descendant pastors, telling me about silent brotherhood mysteries and Drew Ali conquering the 6 degrees, becoming the logos to reteach histories to get us off the mental slave trees. Telling me to study the works, not slander from jerks. Conspiring with de facto jurisdictions for perks. Taking de jure paperwork to corporate clerks. Be mindful of dirty moors, throwing dirt on your worth. At that time, up stood one of the turban sages. Created a timeline in space to show the ages of all the galaxies, universal places of existence. Explained from a distance. Inner, under, and overwhelmed realms of persistence. Indoor bright with the sun's light. Moon, wax and wane in my brain. Energy gunfights. Indoor bright with sun's light. Moons, wax and waves in my brain. Energy gunfights. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars.
X-Clan, again, leather feathers, right? I'm telling you. Used to see these regular. Yeah. Right? Leather feathers. Right? Leather feathers. X-Clan. Right? R.I.P. Sugar Shop too. Moorish MC, avalanche flow, watch your floaters and rhyme chunks. All I see in dress code today is bike punks. Pants off your ass, but you're wearing a belt, but don't use it. Take it off, give you welts like dad used to do it. Black with no autopsy, no knowledge of self. Had me in stores, waiting clothes racks and store shelves. I'm from Tobago, never fell for Santa and elves. R.I.P. Gummer, and those murdered by sickle and cells. Big up the thunder, never charged me for one beat, and that's the MO of all producers that keep it unique. They know I don't keep truth discreet. Flow force abundant, lyrics won't deplete. Can't retreat now, I made it too far. While corny rappers still only write rhymes in 16 bars. I might as well too, since that's how execs brainwash subjects. Multi-dimensional MC, underground like subdepths. Now the blown up picture is Noriega putting up the 5 and the 2, just like the Moors put up the 5 and the 2. This CNN, Noriega, gangster rappers, stunt drug money rappers. Go right now, go into the tape, the little tape thing with the drawer, pull out the tape, unravel the insert, and then read the credits. This is a big CD. This is a big underground CD. CNN World. Moorish MC, not a poet, not a rapper. On tracks, vocal gun, beretta, tongue clapper. Real as can be. I'm not a rapping actor like your favorite Ashkenazi more spit and drink a Sprite after. Won't teach you the law. And when he gets captured, he will get out like 3 strikes to back catchers. But you can't get out, being you awarded a crown. Man got straight deny you due process in Moorish gown and sashes. All laws divine, he man's is average. Power of thought got God's acting like a savage. Color of law got the savage playing God's position. Then savages pray the stars so ancestors won't listen. So colonizers dissing, piss and tell you it's raining. Program your children and try to tell you they failing. Some of you need concentration camps, you don't think. Eating animal parts uncooked, it still looks pink. In order to climb charts, rappers accept exec wings. They only give you a deal cause your whack and flow stinks. Trust me, you like the exec's wings, and I think that you got a deal cause your flow stinks, nigga. You got turban on, with the jewel, right? So Muhammad Ali's on it, Yasin Bey's on it, Spraga Ben's on it, Buju's on it, Swiss Beats is on it, Nori's on it, Nas on it, Flavor Flav's on it, Snoop's on it. Look at the jewel. Look at the jewel. Sister, Lil Roxanne. Right? Look at Lil Roxanne with her fez with the tassel on there, right there. It's Lil Roxanne. Everybody knows Lil Roxanne. Dreamy and drooling, falling for the fooling. Mental slaves sell out or get bought out for cooning. Being your example to follow with no strain. Meant means mind, so govern and entertain is more than you imagine. Carbon is melanin, Quran and Bible angels are cherubim and seraphim, riding on the light angles, traveling at warp speed. We created cross breeds, now we can't walk free. The mind is the plantation, everything is mental, even filling your brother with lead like a pencil. Mercenaries with chalk use bodies as a stencil. If rival gangs won't stop you, barbed wire fence will. It could take more, but it might take less. Cursing your God on drugs, cash in the fake checks, spending fake counterfeit at best. When you see something is wrong, you need to counter as best as you can. You don't need a magic wand or to click your heels twice to escape dreamland. Just use your mind. If you can't relate, you're living in an illusion, slave to the dream state. You just heard about Juali, don't think he's late. He brought back to
Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shaken by the shoulders, waking from their dream state. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. At Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shaken by their shoulders, waking from their dream state. Invasion. Drew Ali, my water when the fire starts blazing. Running with the holy buckets, the Caucasian. While Asiatics daydreaming, mental stargazing. Not paying attention, but paying taxes and fines. Nas said the world is yours, he really meant mine. If I ruled the world, you wouldn't want to be black. You wouldn't want to be a deadbeat dad or be whack for sure. You wouldn't want to be the dirty mall leader, convicted and facing my firing squad either. You won't be put in a box, forget the cedar, taking tires off cars at unexpired meters. If I ruled the world, dirty malls would hate it. Find them with their wrists slit in bathrooms naked. Find them holding scimitar handles, slumped over with suicide notes to Jehovah. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shaken by the shoulders, waking from their dream state. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shaken by their shoulders, waking from their dream state. Dream a little dream, wake up from the nightmare. Dream a big dream, live your life in fright, scared to change. When everything that grows must do such or stay stagnant, living your life as a faces with eyeliner and makeup created by the same ones you call racist. Wake up, allow their dignity and exercise patience. Don't shock them too hard with electrifying statements. Everything cloudy, mind acting rowdy, hypnotized by Pied Piper, sign and rap ungodlies, having so much influence you won't pull their pants up, looking like a jailbird, begging for some handcuffs. In a dream state, getting grants up for freedom. Fiat is a slave to banks, you better see them. No different than the people are slaves to brand names. Move from dream to reality, change the landscape. He started from the top, don't listen to your man Drake. Only till clan hates and Masonic handshakes don't work. Moors are back, do your homework and assignments. Realize Moorish is the science. You just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shaken by the shoulders, waking from their dream state. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shaken by their shoulders, waking from their dream state.
Lovely fellow. Luciferian, head of the first founder of the Ku Klux Klan, 1866. And by the way, I have any respect for is Malcolm X. You know why? Malcolm X said, the Ku Klux Klan and the Nation of Islam have the same paymasters. They put him to death. And according to his wife, the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, with the high command of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, and Louis Farrakhan, all Masons of the Prince Hall Rite. And the Nation of Islam has nothing to do with Islam. They're fakes. It's just to hate the white man religion. Help.
And fall of man, education of Mary and Liz and Zoan, the unity of life, Elihu's lesson. Death is a ministry. In Manetho's lesson, after the feast, we build with carpenter's tools on the life of Yahshua in the Muslim schools until Hamas explained the meaning of truth. Yahshua reveals sinful ways when they stray from rules. At the feast in Bahar taught equality, and that between Allah and man is unity. Like Yahshua and Barada, we read scrolls sacred, using eternal happiness to clothe the naked. In Egypt, among Gentiles, tremendous works. Defeat the three temptations to examine your worth. Washing your hands, can't clean karmic dirt. Lying disciples didn't steal the body and spur. And I left to appear fully materialized before Apollo and the silent brotherhood's eyes. Even in India, I appeared to Eastern sages. Came back to the Americas to save the nations. Living in sin, where should I begin? No brethren, just as thusly book from the monks Tibetan. As the Korean Gospels, I learned those lessons with a Moorish spirit spilling as the circle 7. Holy instructions and warnings to all young men. Marriage instructions, even duties of a husband. Holy instructions for children toward their mom and father's obedience. Holy covenant of nations Asiatic. Holy unity of rich and poor is in the attic. Master servant duty shall become a pleasure. Social duties by the prophet, Allah's treasure. Justice, charity, gratitude, sincere religion. Know thyself, inhale the breath of heaven. Speak the soul of man, reach the wisdom pinnacle. The instability of man is no miracle. In constant weakness, cause knowledge is insufficient. Lower self has the higher self in submission. Inconstancy and weakness, it caused misery. Origin of Asiatic, start of Christianity. After we left the capital and fulfilled prophecy. Fallen sons of daughters, no hate, start loving me, your prophet. Without a rocket, meet you on the soul plane. Higher than sipping 7 lines of cocaine. You won't have to do that to hear me speak. Open your heart to the Most High, bump into a sheep. Fez might be red, black, or blue. He might teach you about Bohemian Grove or Olokun. When I left to appear fully materialized before Apollo and the Silent Brotherhood's eyes. Even in India, I appeared to Eastern sages. Came back to the Americas to save the nations. Living in sin, where should I begin? No brethren. Just as dusty book from the monks Tibetan. As Aquarian Gospels, I learned those lessons with a Moorish spirit spilling as the circle 7. When I left to appear fully materialized before Apollo and the Silent Brotherhood's eyes. Even in India, I appeared to Eastern sages. Came back to the Americas to save the nations. Living in sin, where should I begin? No brethren. Just as dusty book from the monks Tibetan. As Aquarian Gospels, I learned those lessons with a Moorish spirit spilling as the circle 7. Most talk whack when they talk on wax. Mr. Talk crap and rap should walk on tax. Doing a song about Kobe, what's wrong with Shaq? Co-MVP acceptor, what's wrong with Shaq? Saw the title, wonder what's wrong with Mike. Lesbian stole the arm, what's wrong with Dykes? What's wrong today, what's wrong yesterday? What's wrong with truth, liars got nothing to say. Spirits and bottles is what's wrong with booze. No code of the streets is what's wrong with crews. Too much bias is what's wrong with news. It's not the same leather is what's wrong with shoes. I could get shot is what's wrong with blues. Knowledge as a nationality is what's wrong with Jews. You're not Spanish is what's wrong with Negro. You're brown is what's wrong with black people. No energy is what's wrong with money. It's just paper and life's currency. They're not disciplined is what's wrong with youths. Safe sex taught is what's wrong with schools. Babies having babies pulling out their hair. But he's the man of the house in a baby chair. Following myths is what's wrong with thugs. You're killing people is what's wrong with selling drugs. What's wrong with man? What's wrong with maps? That's not what's wrong with rap. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Messing with swine and bird that give the flu. They give the virus and got no cure. Got you taking bait with no law. I'm the white man. What's wrong with y'all? Niggas are monkeys with thinking star. Blacks are deaf people, and that's a fact with no volition. Is why they act the way they do. Think backwards and forward too. Pioneer clothes, that's why you have an awkward view. What's wrong with me? I chill with Jupiter and Esau. Who's more conscious than cooling black people? It's not evil. We're not named against the pyramid, just the ego. Through deception, we still suffer slavery. When accident's over, don't say maybe. It's old line, slavery is alive and well. But our honor of our parents is why we fell. No man is able to change my descent unless beyond God is Allah, his hand extends. The great sin to us is nationality and failure to claim our nationality. How far do the effects of great sin go? Down the rabbit hole, walking on golden brick roads. Patriot Euros using our common law to call our birthright being taught in the lodge. Your culture was stolen in 1492. You went from being Aladdin to nigga Abu. You say it's a cartoon, but he's got your fez, and you got your mom stocking like caps on your heads. Oh, yo, look what darkness. Nah, yo, look towards the light. Yo, what is that? It's a supernova. Nah, man, that's a black hole. Yo, it's
I leap over lies in a single bound. The prophet stood, and one day I got struck by Moorish knowledge. It gave me more scientific powers. Now I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis, misconfusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling in all negative forces. She's hot on my trail, wants to get me on a course of nail-going concentration camp drills. Looking out for direct 84 plans. I'm the formidable enemy bound to this land. I use my Moorish science, ancestral alliance to the enemies. I'm the return of Cyclops giants. She did after I bust that lip, then I hit her in the heart with circle 7 darts. Confusion is losing when I drop it, but no matter what she does, she can't stop the prophet. Let's continue the saga, but first qualify the chapter. After we were left free by slave master, our duty was to claim and proclaim a free national name, so we don't end up enslaved in mental change. Some thought Drew was lying, it's a setup and a fraud. Now they wish to listen to the God. Little man, red blazing, fed no soapbox. How come the clan didn't hang him on a rope arc? Everyone knew he came with no fiction, and his Morris status gave no jurisdiction to the foreigner. They started infiltration through the shame of the nation. Despair and animosity ignored just like Christmas. Hatred was there, had to bear witness. He spoke in spirit, some thought he was rude, cause he didn't take a bite when they poisoned his food. And tried to hold on, but before long he passed, cause Dirty Moore's robbed him and kicked his ass. Moore's dirty like skid mark underwear. Now sit in the outer chamber chair, but that can't stop the prophet.
Yo, prophet, ignorance is trying to be following him around. We about to get it out right now. Animosity, fear, what's up? Get it!
Can a damn thing stop me? Can a damn thing stop me? Can a damn thing stop me?
99 years passed by, he said 50 would pass and he wouldn't even know about me, or even know what I brought for you. And you and I knew about him too. Most thought they would bury the movement, be in charge, passive and abuse it. But Drew said Morse would come with the eyes open, seeing and knowing, far from open, far from belief and faith, master fruition. Study the law of nature, activated tuition. One day our wheels on industry will stop, and when it starts again, Asiatics will be on top. Drew Ali blessed with latent power. Warned you, get out the way, I'll be ground to powder. Drew did so much, didn't kill you fast. He brought you your title and estate vast. Confusion continues to confuse, no remembrance of Maghrib al-Aqsa by Moorish descendants. But we still can't stop the prophet.
It seems like you're in a bit of a jam. I hope you can unstick yourself. Oh, and what you did to my wife, it was nothing. I have others.
You know, Iron Sheik, jacket, yeah. Iron Sheik. Live from your celly, even off to know your location. SWAT team Rex 84, secure the homeland. King Alfred plan, they not playing, man. When I say they, I mean corporately. They always taxing property and lying to the people. Crying and hungry, still lie to the people. Most wanna believe and don't know, won't admit they wrong and equal. Always playing victim, slave color sheeple. Tag your it, the collateral to pay the corporate debt with. Get with it, or be blown away when the storm comes, or when the swarm comes. Lotus and toads, breeding in millions, selling sheeple toads with toasts and clone and livers, rewriting rewritten scriptures, big business, and still is. I suggest put down the gun, you won't win against nuclear weapons. Guns are worthless, real power and security is Moorish nationality to form unity. Bun skinny jeans, bun Tims. Let's act and save the children. We got cameras on our phones, but they got universal soldier clones. And security is Moorish nationality. Before I get started, light up the Fonto, spark up the Cushman Pen Sensi hash combo. Catch a buzz before I hit the block, not buckshot. Used to deal niggas with attitudes, your gun cops. Pants off the ass, little Wayne mini-me's. Coming on the bus smelling like weed chimneys. Gun screwdriver, a knife and a shank. In his knapsack to himself singing crack raps. Looking like a walking video. Too many young cats copy sloppy in love with silly hoes. With implants from ass to lips, shaking their hips. Blue bandana hanging doesn't make you a clip. Red bandana hanging doesn't make you a blood. Only earrings we used to wear were loops and studs. Diamonds are a man's best friend. Things change. Canaanland needs your beats, not the gold change. The violence don't stop. The beef don't cease. 20 years on the corner. No paper increase. SIU means nothing. Pigs still shooting young men. 5 people not suing. The violence don't stop. Beef don't cease. 20 years on the corner. No paper increase. SIU means nothing. Pigs still shooting young men. 5 people not suing. Murder, murder, murder. Young killings and killers. Witnesses seal lips. Nobody's a squiller. Everybody's a health freak. Nobody's a healer. No doctor graduates, but everybody's a dealer. Pushing e-pills and bootleg J's. If you don't give them up, you get sprayed. Damn, it's a crazy world, so I'm trading my knees. 18 hands of low hand and pressure point technique. Phones are handguns and lips like holsters shooting from the mouth. East, west, north, and south, and central. Rhyme and stimulate your mental for havoc and beat. For life with Black Moon since 93. Only a few get it, so only a few would rep it. Harder than the spots on the leopard. Harder for the sheep like the shepherd. Rep it, swaying crystals and 7 signal pendants. The violence. I hate feds, e-pills, new $100 bills. Rappers say the MCs with no rhyming skills when they have the flu. Only time they air on a rampage like EPMD. You got to chill. We never dress up to go clubbing in our early years. Drunk before I enter. I'm not buying their beers. Rhyming for so long, never signed their deals. I don't need to sign your contract if I'm track for real. Now I can speak free, truth gets revealed. Morris master MC lips can't be sealed. No rap or hip hop oath. My flow carries my quotes like seas carry ocean liners and tugboats. Rapping niggas coming, not running, don't need your votes. Too many want out the matrix, but won't eat your oats. Soon for winter in the north, won't need your coats. I use plantain and papaya, I don't need their soaps. Why niggas smile to show off front in the grill? I won't even smile, Donnie. Ain't nothing funny, keep it phone, nigga. Why niggas smile to show off ice in the grill? I won't even smile, Donnie. Ain't nothing funny. They brainwash youths with the Easter bunny. Oiling out the garbage just to please their tummy. Dark days, rain clouds, shroud days, sunny. Companies catch more worker bees with money than honey. It's nothing sweet. On my feet, Reebok so gummy. Police in helicopter, not looking for curry. Neck filled with stones for Jarmans and Brahmins. Mike Priest, no pum-pum shots like Spartans. Killing time, walking on the cartons of cancer sticks. Jumping over pools of piss, walking down the stairwell of housing projects. Worms from the garbage are in the carpets, selling to me 5 times what they got it at the market. If you're listening and holding a blunt, just start it. If you're into line, sniff this verse. Making no sleep from altitude so high, moving at close speed, taking pictures with no consent, no permission. NBC get mad and thinking I'm dissing when I tell them black means death according to science. Or make most of foreparents according to Mayans. According to the queen, you shouldn't call me black or more. Or the Pope's friends has the head of a black or more. I'm like Martin in Black Knight, Sir Morian. Strip Elton John of the title, take the glory in. Activate the pioneer of a little sister. She got it twisted. You're telling me thanks, mister. I said, nah, you're the mother, and I'm your brother. By the way, what you think about skinny jeans on brother? She said it's unattractive. Me and my girls know my sisters. Laugh at those tight pants nerds and listen to Lil Wayne for beats, not words. Can't argue with what She said cause she didn't slur, she concluded if babies is father, then both of them are gay. I don't listen to nothing a rapper say. She say I'm into poetry like Cassius Clay, and the student never failed, always pass a grade. University bound brother, but not sure what I'll do. Told her get her education, profit could use you. You know we used to play these ones. Man, damn, what up? Wrecking Crew, what up? Today I still play BDI Thug non-stop. CDs were like gold albums, so nuts tapes pop. Never did we beg, mentality stay pop. Off the roof like juice if they got me trapped. Morris Troy Davis running through the concrete forest. Linking up with Dan and Demolition Man on Torrance. Ghetto Nam Soldier, Roots, Ren and Ganja Smurf. Nowadays streets still watch, plus it's hot on the turf. Cause youths got gats, shooting for scraps. Cause moms bought guns for water and shooting caps. Dice board games, got them shooting craps. Rap game train used to spit only shooting in tracks. Treat sisters like skets with your crew in the back. Tight in the shot like a shower of jocks. BCC for life before who got the props. When all the dick riders were on Wu-Tang's nuts. When Smith and West just bust, Tim's and Hood check. Running your crib, closing doors your best bet. We ain't many, but we got the tempers to manage anger. Pointing out grand serpents and supreme salamanders. Slithering and skin withering. Walking out mum rock coffins like rap bosses, skin littering. Rap hop, so dead carcass makes me nauseous. Throw when I hurl, chunks of knowledge in my words. Spit when I'm done hurling. Building with Merlin, holding a staff for flames or in a turban. Entering dimensions, through purple vortex extensions of the higher mind into cabins of time. Places, spaceless, no Nazis or faces. Wake up next to Goddess L looking ageless. Rappers' careers are makeshift like filter spliffs. To get youths wasting time chasing women and whips. To get killed by one with less wants and more. Since you're not your Facebook call. And oh, that whip it's gonna get stripped by police, shop owned and operated, sold at auction by cops, funding the enemy. You claim to be against instead of liquor and goods. You should pay the hood's rent like stick-up kids. Black Panthers and Islam fruits have no rights to shoot or bear arms or wear occultic fair charms. With no nationality, worry not about what's near Mars. If you pay to insure and license your cars, prisoners in your own land, master divisioners, indoctrinate with mental syringes. We used to be like man, third eye visioners. Victims don't leave proof as wall inscriptions. Other races have a black Christ and are called Christians.
Renowned royalty, all liberties reserved. Matriarch is what we rep and screw your patriots. I'm aiming for you stateless chattel more than colonists. Yeah, I rock that black fez, gold tassel. Call me Wonder Woman with that golden lasso. Flexing on all you passive degenerates. Commanding back everything, yeah, I'm running it. Cause y'all been waiting for too long, so I'm bucking back. Where I'm from ain't no acquiescing, no time for that. Autonomous and indigenous, self-governing, no artifice. Understand when it's fake, it don't apply to me. Real, recognize real, heed the words I speak. Truth is out here for you Moors, ask noble Drew. As I walk through Hell's Valley, I know what to do. Jurisdiction of our own, servant Elmer Rock. Birthright, master breed, alhamdulillah. Hex, alpha, Hex, alpha. 720, Moji running the scene. Now we manifesting everything out of dreams. I got nothing but attacks on my team. But she could do la leader. Hex, alpha, Hex, alpha. 720, Moji running the scene. Now we manifesting everything out of dreams. I got nothing but attacks on my team with noble Drew Ali.
We got new Moors knowing what Drew Ali brought us. Everything everything he said was spirit, so everything is orders that Moors must follow. But trust me, feel the wrath of Allah falling on your head like the sword O'Damocles had. This ain't a fad, cause you see Moors and teas and snapbacks. 720 Moors, this black crap don't take back chat. Weak minds get tried and tried, but cases always dismissed. Cause most with weak minds come with most sincereness. So Drew Ali protects them and leads them to active Moors that study when we eat, study doing our chores, study at the library when we looking for truth, study in the house shoes or studying in the booth, plucking rings off a ferry, trying to steal a tooth, and leaving fiat under a pillow, misleading the youth, playing games for reindeers, saying profit was suits and long sleeves. My look at my best might be jeans or fatigues with a Morris pick on a t-shirt or a hooded sweater. Dirty Moors won't tell you about Hilton or Timo or CW Ledbetter. Teaching more science from all the ascended masters. Catching alpha hex from pentagrams or hex alpha.
Hex, alpha, hex, alpha. 720 Moors, we running the scene. And we manifesting everything out our dreams. I got nothing but a gaps on my team with Chica Blue Ali. Hex, alpha, hex, alpha. 720 Moors, we running the scene. And we manifesting everything out our dreams. I got nothing but a dots on my team with Noble Drew Ali. Hex, alpha, hex, alpha. 720 Moors, we running the scene. And we manifesting everything out our dreams. I got nothing but a dots on my team with Chica Blue.
Standing on the rock, Morocco. Here we go. Moabite Mo, Grand Shikujo. Let's flow.
Up from the grave, no longer in their state. Colonization claimed my consciousness, but now I'm awake. Broke the chains of being ignorant, I stand on the truth. Competent in my proper person, rocking the booth. Navigating through the waters in the lead of birthrights. The 7 seas, all I sent me, so I'm bringing the light. Can't rewind the hands of time, so I'm expanding my space. I'm from one human family, the human race. My pedigree is in my blood, I'm forever a more. Asiatic mobile body, Santa ready for war. She redeems when I'm speaking, she is speaking to me. Assisting and helping uplifting fallen humanity. For the record, on the record, neither Negro or black. Or troglodyte, my people suffering, we only attack. My people perish from true knowledge, we so desperately lack. So why in the hell would I want to go back? No. Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bound in me. Listen to me now. I can't go back to that. I'm on the light, melanated radiation is bright.
Yeah, we don't regress but progress. Crystals back to no stress. With the pheasant not liberate the mind's oppressed. Staring at a wall in a hole, show you a ladder. Which is not a thing you climb, but your 7 chakras. Ask Jacob, 5 up. Assalamu alaikum. Left foot first, so standing on the square, take 'em. The opposite of get out black holes into light so marvelous. You get scared from fright. False and light to net appears real, you just might sit there, try and move, just paralyzed. Paralysis that you only get if you sleep. Your heights are so deep, the depths are so deep. Intelligent hoodlums said arrest the presidency. 2 shots for drink champs, Nori knows Drew Ali. Calling Yassine Bebo Steph, you think like the colonists. Even though Nostradamus told you what your problem is.
Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the things that were bound in me. Listen to me now. Can't go back to that. I'm on the left, you're on the right, and the left. Melanated radiation is bright. Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bound in me. Listen to me now. Can't go back to that. I'm on the left, you're on the right, and the left. Melanated radiation is bright.
Quiet as kept. I lay back and watch the world spin. I lay back and watch the world spin. I ain't your average cat. Fuck rap. I'm trying to make cream in that shit. Quiet as kept. I lay back and watch the world spin. I lay back and watch the world spin. I ain't your average cat. Fuck rap. I'm trying to make cream in that stack.